Welcome to the Shintaro Higashi show with Peter Yu. Before we jump into the main episode, I just wanted to give a big shout out to our official sponsor, Levon. Thank you so much for your support. And now to the main episode.
Welcome back to the Shintaro Higashi show, Peter Yu. Today we're going to talk to Reinier the Ritter, or as they call them, RDR. He is the current double one lightweight heavyweight champion of the world, which is amazing. Thank you for being here with me. RDR, they call you RDR, right?
The Americans call me RDR. It's easier for you guys.
RDR, yeah. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I heard you were a judo champion. Is this correct? You started off with judo?
To be honest, I didn't do that good in judo. I always did judo as a kid. Trained till I was like 15, 16.
Nice.
Got like some national stuff, national championship. Never really got that far.
Amazing, yeah. Judo's great.
But then
we're in the Netherlands?
Yeah, in the Netherlands, yeah.
Oh, nice. I thought this guy, Hank Grohl, do you know him?
Yeah.
He's chip. Very good.
MMA?
No, judo. I don't do MMA.
Judo, okay.
You see how pretty his face is? Like you get punched.
You're right. I've been training with Satoshi Ishii for the last couple of days.
Oh, that's right, because he's down in New Wave as well, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So you're right now currently in Texas training for your upcoming grappling submission match with Tye Ruotolo, right? So how's that going? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a fucking handful every time I come here, man.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I get to learn, study under these people. Really helped me a lot. The body feels like shit, but the mind is very sharp.
Nice.
Feel very ready. Getting close.
Gotcha. So what is your training regimen looking like right now leading up to, like, I guess you could call it fight camp, right? I mean, it's a little bit different from MMA because you're doing specifically submission grappling for, right? One fight.
Yeah, so I do a little striking. I always do just to keep. So I do my drills. I've been doing my drills for the entire. I do a little bit of sparring, like once a week, maybe. But all the rest is grappling twice a day.
Nice.
Here, it's very technique focused, of course. Learn a lot of new stuff. I was here a month ago as well. So in the meanwhile, I've been working on the stuff he told me, he showed me, and it's a crazy blessing, man. Just to be welcome here.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to have me over. To have like brilliant minds like them putting time in, really investing in me. It's a huge honor.
Awesome. So Tye Ruotolo, you versus him, submission grappling, May 5th, right? It's a Friday night. You could watch it on Amazon Prime, right? It's a ONE FC debut, right? On US soil in Denver, correct?
Definitely. I think mine is the prelim, so I think you can even watch mine on YouTube just like that.
Oh, that's amazing. So I think all of our viewers are very, very excited to do that. So in terms of like preparation for this match, because a lot of our listeners, a lot of our viewers is grappling related, what sort of things are you specifically working on going into this thing?
Yeah, I'm working on my strengths, of course. My my takedown game is very important to me. So I think that's where what's going to be important in this game. Right? He likes to play on top, so it's going to be a heavy stand-up battle in the first few minutes.
Yeah,
I think there are some advantages for me when it gets close to the cage. So we'll see if I can. See if I can throw the guy around a bit, maybe.
Nice. That's exciting stuff, man. So correct me if I'm wrong, like there's no guard pulling in this, right? The rule set is no guard pulling.
I think he can. I think he can pull guard.
Oh, okay.
He might, like last time with the Gaval.
Yeah.
Every time I got close to like some good grips on the stand-up, he pulled. Which is something Tye does normally, but it's not something Andre does either. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm curious to see what his choices are. He might pull. So I've been working on my hard passing as well.
Gotcha. So you're primarily working with Ishii and Gordon also in the room as well?
Yeah, but I'm focused on the smaller guys because Ishii is a big dude. He's 110 kilos.
Yeah,
Gordon
big
is around
guy.
that weight.
Yeah.
So they're very useful, of course, but I'm
Mm.
focused on the smaller guys, smaller, explosive,
Yeah.
dynamic guys like Tye.
Because you're a pretty heavier guy yourself, right?
Yeah, I walk around like 95, 96 kilos, which is like
Okay.
210.
Yeah. 210, okay, that's great. But Ty's a little bit lighter, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. Is there a catch weight that you guys have to make weight at all, or it's
He's
completely
coming
not?
to my weight, so he's coming to 93 kilos.
Oh, that's excellent. Not too much weight cut's not really a factor here.
No, it's good. I think he is fully focused on grappling, so it makes
Yeah.
it kind of fair too that he's a bit smaller.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have sort of a game plan that you're already going in with, or obviously you
Yeah,
don't have to share it, you don't have to share it if you don't want to, but
but
yeah.
there's some positions I think I can really do some damage in. Um, and I've learned so much here, man. So
Yeah.
many new stuff which I've been implementing into my game.
Mm.
And it's just I'm really keen to showing off all the stuff I've learned. Really keen to represent the guys here and show off some of my skills.
Nice. So when you're training, right, you learn a little bit of the stuff, you drill a little bit of the stuff, and you try to implement it in your live roles right away, immediately, and you try to force some position that you're trying to work something out of. Is that how you generally do it?
Yeah. So I've always approached it like that. I'm not a big thing, so you won't see me like going crazy, practicing one move
Yeah.
for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever.
Mm.
I've always, as soon as I can, as soon as I know the mechanics, as soon as I understand the technique, I try to get it into live sparring right away. What I do is I practice it on lower level guys, because I think I can get it done on pretty easily. If it's succeed at that, then I bring it to a guy who's a bit better, a bit better. I try to level up the technique like that.
Nice. That's an amazing thing. Yeah. That's, I think, a good approach for all. Right. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with going against Andre Gaval, which was like a super fight that you recently did? I know you briefly mentioned it. People know Gaval, so like we're dying to know about it. Some people have seen it. Just your thoughts on it, your takeaways.
So, of course, it was very cool to get that opportunity. The same thing goes for Tye. I'm not even a grappler, and I get to face some of the best guys in the world. It's crazy. It's a huge.
Yeah.
It's a very cool opportunity, and I'm very proud that I was able to hold my own against a guy like who is bigger, stronger, who is a legend in the grappling game.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I'm proud that I was able to do as I did. But of course, it wasn't the result I was aiming for. But as it became a tie. But at that point, I had like it was 3 weeks after an MMA fight. 3 weeks after I did my tie. Flew halfway across the world twice. Didn't really have time to focus on grappling.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks to get a couple of grappling sessions in.
Yeah.
But now I've been fully focused on grappling for 4 months.
Wow.
So I think I'm reaching new heights, and yeah, it's just so exciting to finally show off now.
So when you're approaching grappling in a training setting, are you always thinking how this can implement your MMA game, or are you just purely focused on pure grappling?
Right now, it's pure grappling.
Oh, that's
it's all
amazing.
in preparation for. So it's very different. A couple ways as the way they transition here, the way they control. They have so many more steps because they have time,
Yeah.
matches to control. They have time to tire somebody out.
Yeah.
In MMA, normally when I get the guy to the floor, if I get them early, I might have like 3 minutes left to finish them.
Yeah, it's true.
They can last 3 minutes. They get up and they get another chance at me. I always have to hurry. I'm always fighting the opponent, but I'm fighting the clock at the same time.
That's very true. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you're getting punches involved too, it's a little bit of a different story. You can't like hold on to certain positions. right?
Definitely. So
Yeah.
it's very different. The approach right now is very different, but it's cool to really be leveling up my grappling, which has been a long while, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've always been focused on the takedowns, the shoot boxing, the kickboxing.
Mm.
So it's very cool to be
Yeah.
really dialing in on my grappling now.
Do you ever look at positions that are never apparent in MMA, but very apparent in submission? Like, for instance, like a deep half, you never see that in MMA because you get your face blasted in, right? So, like, is that something that you specifically want to work on during these times just because you may encounter that position, or not really?
Not really, because it's not that likely that it's going to happen in this match.
Oh, yeah, for this match
Yeah.
specifically, yeah. Oh, that's a good way to approach it, man.
So I'm very focused on just this guy, this match, and
Yeah.
it's those positions I've worked on in the past, and of course I'm working on the leg locks here with John.
Nice. He's good at that, I hear.
He's all right.
Yeah.
But I'm my focus is on my own strengths. I'm focused on my takedowns. I'm focused on my ability to get guys down, to wear people out, to get my weight on them. I'm focused on passing,
Yeah.
controlling.
Have you watched some of his tape? Like, a lot. Do you do a lot of tape work too, or? Yeah. And are there some of the things that you saw in his tape work that, obviously you don't have to tell us everything, but obviously you have a match coming up, right? But like, some of the strengths that watch out for, some of his weaknesses, like, can you give a little bit of, insider information on that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think everybody who's seen his tape, you can basically think everybody has the same opinion, right? He's very
Yeah.
very
Great
explosive.
athlete. Yeah.
He can get you from anywhere. But the good thing is he kind of needs a takedown. He
Yeah.
needs like he likes the Uchimata.
Mm.
He likes his single attacks, and to be honest, it's not that easy to take me down. I rarely
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
With my judo base, I think I have a good shot at stopping. I
Yeah.
have a good shot at taking him, throwing him a bit maybe.
Nice.
So
That
who
sounds
knows, man?
cool. Yeah. Yeah. Very exciting stuff. We're all going to tune in, man. We're rooting for you. So after judo, right, you transitioned into BJJ right away when you were 15, 16 years old?
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, was that age. Like other things got more interesting, girls, party, all
Oh,
that
yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
for a
Yeah,
couple of years.
yeah. I think we all did, How old are you now, by the way?
I'm 32.
Okay, great. No.
But then I moved to a new city to start my studies, and then found I was looking for a judo gym,
Mm.
to a jiu-jitsu gym because it wasn't really good judo there.
Yeah.
And
In the Netherlands.
in the Netherlands, Breda. I went to a gym, came there with my judo knowledge, and kind of beat everybody pretty easily. The guy who taught there didn't want to roll with me.
Mm.
So I was like, fuck this shit. This doesn't work. It's bullshit. Jiu-jitsu. I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
And then somebody else told me, you should come to this gym. This is a better one.
Yeah.
So I went with him.
Mm.
I was just getting choked out by small people.
Yes.
Tiny
Yeah.
Brazilian guys, blue belts. They were choking me
Yeah.
out. And I was
Hell's all this time right there, right? If you big grappling.
I was amazed, man. And
Yeah.
off from there. And jiu-jitsu turned that into MMA pretty quickly. But jiu-jitsu has always been my first love.
Wow. And you still consistently train, obviously. Do you ever train in the gi at all or no?
Yeah, I really like to train the gi.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I grew up in the gi with judo, right? I always trained as a kid in the gi.
Yeah.
I still really like to train in the gi, like a couple days a week.
Yeah.
But I'm preparing for a fight. I kind of tone it down a bit to like once a week.
Yes,
But I always
sure.
I wear a gi every once in a while.
All right. So I'm going to ask this simple question that everyone asks. It's sort of a basic question, but everyone loves asking this question. Like, all right, what's the difference between gi and no gi? Your specific take on it. We all know, right? Gi has gi, no gi has no gi, distance, whatever. But let's hear your opinion on this.
So what I like, I'll tell you what I like about training in the gi is that it slows it down a bit, and it gives you a bit more time to think stuff through. So in no gi, It's you kind of react from a different level, especially if you're training with a guy of your skill level. It has to fire right away. It has to happen right away. You have to react without even thinking about it. And in the gi, you have a bit more time to think about it, which is nice, which is good to.
Absolutely. It's kind of like blitz chess and regular chess, right? Just the speed of it, you know, and friction, a little bit of a factor in it. Nice. So you transitioned into MMA. When you initially started off, you had great success right away. Like, how was that about? What was that about? Like, did you love it? Well, tell us a little bit about those days. Did you feel judo was useful?
Yeah, definitely. It still is. It's a big advantage every time I train. I'm still very happy to have that in me as a base. So I took an amateur fight. Eventually after like training for a couple of months in MMA, and it was very, very, very stressful.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, what the fuck am I getting into? I was studying at the time. I'm a physical therapist.
Oh, really? That's awesome. My cousin's a physical therapist. Yeah. Yeah. What a great occupation.
Yeah, and it's always been a good combination with the rest of my life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Do you still practice?
Not as much anymore. Just a little bit. I do some ultrasound investigations, but not as much as I used to. But still own the practice, so I'm around it. But it was like a hurdle to pass. Do you say it like that? A hurdle to jump over?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Obstacle. I don't. Yeah, something like there's a milestone on this.
Because I was doing internships and studying and stuff, and I was always like, I don't want to show up with a black eye every week. So it was very stressful in the beginning. Took an amateur fight, just ran in, took the guy down, choked him out pretty easily in the first couple of minutes.
Yes.
And it was weird because there was no strikes on the floor at that time, and it was in Belgium. In the amateur fight, there were no ground strikes, no ground fight.
Oh wow, that's kind of interesting how that is.
Yeah, and it's still the rules are still different everywhere because in Belgium you can't throw elbows, whatever.
Oh, interesting.
And so I said, fuck this shit. I want to do a pro fight. Took a couple pro fights.
Yeah.
Pretty well as well.
Nice.
Building, fighting in Europe. Eventually going to South Africa. Fought there as well. And I got a chance to fight for one.
Nice.
That's my career so far.
Yeah, and you were the middleweight champion for a little bit, right?
I'm the middleweight champion. Just lost my light heavyweight belt in December.
Yes. And Natalie Malikin?
Yeah. So I messed up for the first time, dropped the ball.
Oh, man.
Well, it sucks, of course, but it's interesting for now. It's a real interesting thing to be working on comeback this time. So I is the first, and hopefully I'm gonna make this a good year.
Nice. How do you handle like loss? Everyone handles it differently. You know, I know guys who disappear for a little bit. I know guys who are like right back the next day, like working on stuff. Like I know guys who just don't even like push it out of their minds, like, you know. So how do you handle that?
No, it's on my mind every day. I don't
push
this out of my mind. It's on my mind every day. I went straight back to training, went straight back to work, and I have 2 kids.
Nice. How old are they?
One of the first, 2 and 4.
Ooh, one of the first. Oh, great age. Yeah, great age.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. So one of the first thoughts I had was like, are they still okay? Are they still happy? I mean, the result doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
Home, they still love me.
Of course. Yeah. Wow. That's got to be emotional too, right? Like I know Adesanya just beat that guy Pereira, and then their kids is watching and they're crying and brutal, right?
That's brutal. Well, mine are not that old yet, so they didn't watch the fight.
Yeah.
Happily.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the way I felt. It sucks for me, but it's just me. Come on.
Yeah.
The kids are fine. I'm all right.
Good. And then, so how many more, what does your future look like in terms of like, how far do you want to take it? You know, you're 32 years old. I know, you know, people have longevity in the sport, but like, what is the next thing that you want to do? I know Tye Ruotolo is right and around the corner. So we're all rooting for you, watching you there. But after that, you know, do you think bigger? Like, what are your goals long-term?
Yeah, so it's Thai first, which is May 5th. And what would be good is defend my middleweight title in July. Get the rematch end of the year.
Nice. That's amazing. With Italy?
Milligan.
Oh, wow. That's
I
exciting.
need to get that one back.
Yeah. And so those fights are all, where are they going to be? Do you know yet?
No, don't know yet. We'll figure it out after time. But I think good success this far. One in America, because they sold out the venue like in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buzz already, a lot of hype going into it.
Tons, yeah.
I think pretty so maybe they'll come back to the States.
Yeah, I
later
think so. I had a conversation with Chatri maybe like, you know, 2 days ago, and he was saying like, hey, we're doing like 12 with Amazon, you know, things like this. You know, I could share it because he said it on a public platform, right? He said they could probably just do a dozen of these guys in the United States, and, you know, English
They've
speaking.
been talking about it for a while too, but now it's actually here.
Yes. In
If
Denver.
this one goes well, I think they'll do some more.
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, you're an English speaker too, so your fan base is going to grow, you know, really, really big here. Because a lot of the American fans, are they involved so much? Like right now, one is not as visible as some of the other organizations in the US, correct?
That's definitely true.
Yeah. So do you have a lot of a big fan base here in the United States?
I think it's growing, but now with the Amazon deal they have, that's been live for I think half a year or something.
Yeah.
And now with the first events here, I think it's gonna grow.
Can you go to the mall right now and like people stop you like, oh my God, it's RDR. People are running up to you. It's not like that yet?
No, I'm safe. I'm safe here. I'm safe back home. And in Asia, I have a problem.
Oh, could you imagine you in Japan and stuff? Because Japan loves this stuff, right?
Yeah, that is definitely true.
Oh man, so they're all over you. Oh my God, you're the guy.
And that's a dream, man. I would really, really love to fight in Tokyo one day.
Yeah. Japan is, you know, I'm sure because we're around the same age, right? You probably grew up watching Pride.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All the guys in K1 before.
Yes. Yeah. What was your favorite fighter back then when you were a kid?
Well, to be honest, I got into it a bit later because I was a pretty clean cut guy always. I wasn't didn't get to notice it too much, but there's a long list of guys, man. There's been so many Dutch fighters, and like some of the guys I'm in contact, like Alistair Overeem, Gegard Mousasi.
Oh, that's right.
So many great guys.
Yeah, Mousasi, Overeem, those are great fighters. Yeah, nice. Oh, they're still active, right? I think I've seen.
Yeah.
So
Alistair just had a kickboxing match. He beat Bakari.
Oh, that's another one. He's another one too that's been around for a very long time. Yeah.
And Gegard is still going strong.
Yeah.
Fight in Paris in May. I trained a lot with him, with Gegard, and with Costello's.
Yeah. Do you want that kind of fame in the United States? People are like, oh my God, RDR, people running up to you, bothering you for photos. You want that?
That's not a goal. That's not a goal.
No. So what do you get out of martial arts the most? What is your favorite thing about it?
What I really like about fighting, thing that goes like anything I really like in life, is you're doing it. It's the only thing in the world. There's nothing like when that cage door closes, nothing else exists than the guy in front of you, and that's it. There's no other thoughts. There's no bills. There's no other distractions. There's no thinking about anything else. That's good hand.
Yeah, this guy trying to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like in training, but it's right, because when you work, when you're on the mat, you're only thinking about what you're doing right then and there.
Yeah,
really in the moment. mindful or whatever you want to call that. But in the cage, it's amplified by 1,000.
Nice. Can you tell us like a little bit, like when you're in training, because you're a physical therapist, right? Like I said, my cousin's a physical therapist. He's a black belt, you know, my judo school. And people always bother him like, hey man, can you look at my shoulder? Hey, can you look at my neck? And he's like, I'm freaking training here, man. Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Physical therapist,
it's always
right?
like that. Yeah.
Like I tweaked my knee. It's like, man, I'm doing rolls right now. Like, gotta be annoying. Right?
Well, they know. In the gym back home,
Yeah.
they know how it.
So, all right, can you give us a judo story from back in the day?
Well, it's how I grew up, man. When I think back to my youth, I always see myself in the car with my dad driving somewhere on the weekend, like some obscure tournament.
Yeah.
I was always just motivated to the bone. I wanted to beat everybody, anybody, and nothing really changed. I was always crazy upset if I didn't win.
Yeah.
Didn't change. So
yeah,
it's my foundation.
Yeah.
With my foundation.
What are your favorite throws?
Haragoshi.
Haragoshi. Wow. Are you lefty or righty?
Righty.
Righty Haragoshi. You're tall, so you go over the back.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite
with an
setups?
Or yeah. So I sweep the leg, you know, let them step. And in MMA, it's a great combo with like a good knee to the body.
Oh, yeah.
If I get a whizzer or if I get an underhook, they turn, like if they turn off the cage or whatever. I hit them with a knee, they step, and then I get Haragoshi. Really like that.
Yeah, that's like a much more serious setup than like a foot sweep, you know? Right? Like a foot sweep Harai, it's like, okay, you kind of see it coming, but like you get kneed in the stomach, you're like, holy moly, and then you blast them with Harai, right? You ever do judo anymore? I mean, I guess you're training in a gi sometimes, right? If you're doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So I train like takedowns in the gi. Would like to. Would be something I would do, but there's not a lot of time for it right now. I would in the future.
Do you wrestle at all? Just like purebred wrestling, freestyle, collegiate?
Yeah, we wrestle a lot. We have some good Greco-Roman wrestlers in the gym back home.
Nice.
So I wrestle a lot with them.
Yeah.
And then we wrestle specifically for MMA with gloves and against the cage, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So how long are you in the United States now for?
For a month. So,
all the way up till the actual fighting.
Yeah, so I'll spend a little over a week and a half here, and then I'll fly out to Denver.
Nice.
Because of the altitude, they tell me you have to be in.
Yeah. Is it at the Olympic Training Center area? Because there's an Olympic Training Center over there, right? In Denver? No?
I have to still book an Airbnb and stuff. So
you got to book an Airbnb.
Not been too well prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go a week out because that air is so thin over there. You know? Yeah.
So I got 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Hopefully
that's a great time. Yeah. I remember like when I did judo over there, the French team came like 3 or 4 days before and they were dying.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like wheezing, you know, because hard to breathe up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people tell me it feels like.
Yeah. So what do you want some of your American fans that are up and coming, who's going to look at you up now, watch you on like something about you that you want them to know?
I hope that I hope they get a chance to watch what I do, to watch the stuff I do well, throw people around.
Nice.
Choke them out, hopefully.
Yeah, choke them out.
And then watch my comeback story this year.
Yeah, that's exciting times. Yeah. I love how one like builds that up, right? Like Demetrius Johnson's story, it's like best 2 out of 3, right? This is the 3rd one that they're going to do. I love how they build that up, and, you know, it's going to be really exciting, right? Watching you come back.
Definitely is. Well, those 2 fights were cool, right? Kind of.
Yeah, very cool.
Finishes.
Yeah.
With the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting one. And then there's Roteng as well.
Yep.
The co-main event, which is cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Americans like Muay Thai a bit as well.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. So, all right, 2 more questions. What would you say to like a young judoka or a grappler listening to this? Like, what would you say? Advice from a guy who's 32, has success in the sport, successful grappler, period, right? And fighter. martial artist, what would you say to that kid?
Do more.
Do more. That's it. All of it.
Do more. Do more. Keep going. It's always all the guys I train back home. I have a lot of younger guys coming up, a lot of kids coming in the gym with us. Don't listen to normal people, what normal people tell you. Don't listen to it's enough. Rest a day, take a day off. That's all bullshit. Keep going. Go harder. Do more.
You ever have a girlfriend that's like, come on, stay in bed. Don't go to morning training. You ever have one of those?
Of course.
You did, right? You didn't marry her, did you? Awesome. That's great advice. Yeah, it's awesome advice, man. All right, one more. So what has martial arts taught you?
Everything, man.
Yeah. Like if you were to distill it down to one sentence, like your thing, like this is martial arts to me, what is it?
That's a very good question. It's what it's given me is a purpose, and that's the most valuable thing for me. It's really helped me put my life in order, in all aspects of my life. And I think that's an important thing to remember as well. You can do more. It's a mistake to fall into it, just thinking the only thing I can do is get good at training and forget the rest. You got to build every part of your life. Build your social life. You got to build your love life. Build your work, your businesses, whatever you do, and your training as well.
Nice.
Man, it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to just show up in the gym twice a day and the rest of the day you're sitting at home watching some bullshit Netflix story.
Yeah.
You can do more. You can build every part of your life.
True. Love that, man. Thank you so much. I'm sure I'm going to share with everybody this podcast, this thing. I'm going to put it on social. I'm going to tag you in all of it, right? You have Instagram?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much for being on. And yeah, best of luck. May 5th. You want to plug your thing? How can we watch it? May 5th. Yeah, go ahead.
YouTube. I think you can watch mine on YouTube still. And then after that on Amazon Prime. It's in Denver. So watch me do it.
Yeah. RDR.
Thank you, Shintaro.
Thank you very much.
You're in judo already?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I'm trying to make it fun for her. I'm not trying to stress her out about it. You know what I mean? If she wants to do it, I want to help her do it. I'm a lifelong judoka, so yeah, yours?
No, not yet. The 4-year-old is a girl. The 2-year-old is a boy.
Yeah.
My girl it's gonna take some time before she's really gonna step on the mat. She's in the gym, of course. She's always watching me train, but I'm not too sure how quick she's gonna join.
Yeah.
But my boy is already there, man. He already wants to train right now.
That's exciting, man. Yeah, my daughter loves dance. Yeah, good. I love it. Yeah, it's the best, man. Good for you, man. Awesome.